Social media provides unlimited access to knowledge. Teens can learn new things from academic subjects to life skills.
Exactly, they can take free courses, watch tutorials, and even join study groups. Learning is no longer limited to school.
Not just learning, social media also help build confidence. Many teens find their communities where they feel supported and understood.
And let's not forget networking. Teens can connect with mentors, professionals, and like-minded people worldwide.
Social media also open doors for careers. Many young people have started businesses or become content creators, making a living from digital platforms.
Plus, it helps develop creativity. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram allow teens to express themselves through art, writing, or videos.
In tough times, social media can also be a source of motivation. There are countless pages dedicated to mental health, self-improvement, and positivity.
As long as it's used wisely, the benefits are undeniable. The key is digital literacy. Teens should be taught how to use it responsibly.
Instead of banning social media, we should focus on educating teens to manage their screen time and consume content mindfully.
That sounds great in theory, but in reality, most teens can control their screen time. They spend hours scrolling mindlessly instead of being productive.
And let's be honest, most of them aren't using social media for education purpose. They are stuck watching viral trends, gossip, and pointless entertainment.
Worse, many feel pressured to constantly post and gain likes. It creates a toxic cycle where self-worth is tied to online validation.
Cyberbullying is another issue, when negative comment can run a teen's esteem, and online harassment is harder to escape than in-person bullying.
Then, the issue of fake news. Teens are easily influenced and often believe in misinformation without fair source.
Social media is designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible. Even if teens want to control their time, the algorithm works against them.
And what about the impact on mental health? Studies show a risk in anxiety and depression among teens since social media become widespread.
Instead of helping, social media often isolates them. They spend less time socializing in real life, affecting their communication skills.
Without strict supervision and regulation, the risks outweigh the benefits. Teens need protection from the harmful effect of social media.
You say social media isolates teens, but that's not true for everyone. Many introvert teens actually find it easier to connect with people online.
Exactly. Some teens struggle with social media in real life, but online communities help them build confidence and make friends.
And let's not forget long-distance friendship. Social media keeps people connected no matter where they are.
Instead of banning it, why not teach healthy social media habits? Schools should include digital literacy programs.
Also, there are parental controls available. Parents can set screen time limits and monitor content, reducing the risk.
The world is moving towards a digital future. Instead of fearing social media, we should prepare teens to use it effectively.
Social media also spreads awareness. Many global movements started online, giving teens a voice in social and environmental issues.
And businesses today rely on social media marketing. Teens who understand this platform gain a competitive edge for future careers.
The key is balance. With proper guidance, teens can maximize the benefits of social media while avoiding the negatives.
You talk about balance, but do you think most teens actually have the self-discipline to maintain it?
Even with parental control, teens find ways around them. It's not as simple as just setting limits.
And what about sleep deprivation? Many teens stay up late scrolling, affecting their health and school performance.
Let's be real, most of them are addicted. They can go a day without checking their phones. That's a serious problem.
Social media also expose teens to unrealistic beauty standards. Filters, edit photos, and influencers make them feel insecure about themselves.
And there's the issue of privacy. Teens often share too much personal information without realizing the risk.
Online safety is a major concern. Many teens fall victim to scams, predators, or even peer pressure to engage in risky behavior.
You say social media prepares them for the future, but at what cost? If it damages their mental health, is it really worth it?
Instead of just teaching them how to use social media, we should focus on limiting their exposure until they're mature enough to handle it.
I understand your concern, but completely limiting social media use is not the answer. Teens need to learn how to navigate the digital world safely, not be shielded from it.
Right. If we just restrict access, they will find other ways to use it without guidance. Instead, we should focus on teaching them responsible usage.
Also, not all social media is harmful. There are education communities, mental health support groups, and platforms that encourage positive engagement.
But how many teens actively seek out those positive space? The reality is most of them are drawn to the addictive and harmful side of social media.
Exactly. Even if some use this wisely, the majority struggle with some self-control. The negative addiction, compression, misinformation are too big to ignore.
And let's not forget the role of social media companies. Their goal is profit, not teen well-being. They design platforms to keep users hooked, no matter the consequences.
That's why regulation is important. Instead of banning social media for teens, we should push for stronger policies that protect young users.
And parents, educators, and even tech companies should work together to create a safer digital space instead of simply blaming social media itself.
It's about adapting to the times. Social media isn't going away, so we need to empower teens to use it in a way that benefits them, not harms them.
That's easier said than done. No matter how much we educate them, the temptation to misuse social media will always be there.
At the end of the day, the risks are real. Unless there are stricter regulations and better information, the negative impact on teens will continue to outweigh the benefits.
Maybe the best solution is a middle ground. Instead of unrestricted access or complete restriction, we should introduce phased access based on the age and digital literacy levels.
Now that's something we can all agree on: education, regulation, and responsible use. Social media is not inherently good or bad. It's how we use it that matters.
If we equip teens with the right skills and knowledge, they can harness this positive aspect of social media while minimizing the risk.
The key is guidance, not restriction. By working together, parents, school, and society, we can help teens with a healthy relation with social media.